to rock and roll!
Hello my friends. My name is Bot Mathematician and this is Holomancer.
Also, Chief Investigative Reporter Dora joined us this evening.
Gadgets and Gazette always gets the scoop.
Today we have prepared for you the top 13 best new Hearthstone decks from HS Replay and Pro players.
We hope that our list will help you to move efficiently and more interestingly on the ladder. In addition, we will discuss the overall impact of the mini-set on competitive play.
But pay attention to an important nuance. The current deck win rates are unstable. Some decks have had extremely high performance after the release of the mini-set but have been gradually losing their power in the last few days. The same goes for weak strategies that have gradually become more productive over the same period.
Let's not waste any time and jump right into our list of the best new decks.
Blood Death Knight added Hollow Hound to his build instead of Sylvanas the Accused. The new card is a balanced control and healing tool. In all other respects, the deck remained almost the same. You only need 3 legendary cards and 8 epics to collect it. The average win rate at the current time is 56%. The Death Knight is still the most popular and one of the most effective classes in the game.
There is another Death Knight deck on our list. The Unholy archetype is great for adapting to Magatha's Bane of Music effect, as it contains very few spells. According to our algorithm, Magatha has one of the highest maximum value among mini-set cards. This is one of the best drawer in the game. The archetype also uses Yelling Yodeler, another card that can bring a ton of benefits in synergy with eggs. The new version of the archetype demonstrates an extremely stable high efficiency for moving to high ranks.
After the latest nerf, Spell Demon Hunter is feeling sick. Players are still looking for a way to make the archetype work. This version of the deck can be found at the legendary rank, where it demonstrates good performance. The only new card is Through Felon Flames, which works great with Lady Stheno.
The effectiveness of the Big Beast Hunter strategy has increased significantly since the release of the mini-set. The archetype also began to actively use the Hollow Hound in most builds. Such a high utility has made this card the most popular in this set. In addition, the Star Power spell has been added to the deck, which is a good control tool.
A few words about another Hunter deck. Hybrid Hunter is the only deck with good efficiency that can use Elite Tauren Champion. But as we said in our review of the new set, the outcome of using this card is extremely unpredictable, but at the same time fun if you like to take risks. For this reason, the card in this build is more of a fun thing. In addition, this is one of 2 archetypes that managed to find a use for 4 new cards. In recent days, the effectiveness of this strategy has shown stable results.
Before we continue, we would like to welcome our new sponsor SuspicFish. Dear friends, your likes, reposts and sponsorship prolongs the life of our channel. Thanks to each of you for your kindness.
Spooky Mage hasn't changed much. This version of the deck only added a new spell, Star Power, which became a good control tool. Over the course of the week, the efficiency of the deck gradually decreased, but in the last few days the deck has shown an increase in productivity.
The Big Dancing Paladin has received a significant upgrade in the form of a new spell and an extremely useful location for specific scenarios. Dance Floor's effect has good synergy with frontlines and helps trigger Kangor's Death Rattle. The deck has shown a significant increase in efficiency since the release of the mini-set, but in recent days the effectiveness of the strategy has been rapidly declining. This is the best version of the archetype so far.
Pure Paladin continues to dominate the metagame. In addition to the Horn of the Windlord weapons, the Feast and Famine spell has appeared in this build. These 2 cards have a good synergy. This is by far the most effective archetype for moving towards legend.
Dagger Rogue added a Deafen spell to this build. It didn't affect the style of play in any way. It's just that the deck got an additional control tool. Over the course of the week, the deck has shown impressive performance, but in recent times, the efficiency has slightly decreased.
Totem Shaman is the second archetype that has managed to adapt the largest number of new tools. Did the Hybrid Hunter and Totem Shaman as one of the most effective strategies really need extra support in the new mini-set? Once again, new cards got efficient and popular decks that worked well even without the new stuff. Despite this, the new cards show less impressive efficiency. For this reason, the old version of the deck has a slightly higher win rate.
Enraged Warrior has received a small but important update. Jam Session is a fire school spell that creates additional bonuses in synergy with Tori Balor. At the moment, this version of the deck is a little more effective than the old versions and shows more stable results.
The big surprise was the rapid growth in the effectiveness of the menagerie strategy. There are several new versions of the deck, but this particular build has the greatest efficiency. Moreover, this is the best warrior strategy at the moment. Rockmaster Voon and Magatha are extremely efficient in allowing you to generate resources.
The Rift strategy has also received a small but important upgrade. The new version of the deck successfully experiments with Abyssal Bassist and remixed tuning fork. The archetype has finally become effective and its effectiveness is gradually increasing.
Unfortunately, these are all the effective new decks that we managed to find. The new versions of the Priest, Warlock and Druid decks are too weak, or still in an experimental state.
As you know, we are initially opposed to the concept of mini-sets. For several years we have been arguing that this approach is not able to sufficiently influence the game. And if a significant impact occurs, then it is most often negative. But our subscribers love this approach. The main argument that they bring is the low price and high benefit of this offer. The success of mini-sets is impossible due to the technical conditions of creating new content. New cards cannot be reactive and therefore cannot solve pressing problems. Unfortunately, Audiopocalypse has not been able to change our minds about this approach. We didn't get any new ways to play. There have been no titanic changes in the metagame. The set has some good tech cards that have been assimilated with old archetypes as well as a lot of completely useless tools that will most likely never be used. In terms of impact, this is the worst mini-set we've ever seen. Most of the old effective archetypes are still good without the new cards. The leaders of the metagame remained the same. Even regular balance changes bring more impact to the metagame than the release of almost 40 new cards.
However, there have been some positive changes. Holy Death Knight got a slightly different way to play. The new mini-set proved to be useful for the warrior. Each of the three main archetypes received a small amount of support, which brought the warrior closer to the leaders. Rift strategy has received another build that is slightly different from the previous ones. Big Beast Hunter has become significantly more efficient. The mini-set also brought two tools that were useful for the Big Dancing Paladin archetype.
Yes, this is not much, but the main advantage of the new cards is the fact that they did not break anything.
Based on the foregoing, you come to the conclusion that the purchase of the Audiopocalypse mini-set was pointless. The only truly useful and effective legendary card is Magatha, Bane of Music. It is not surprising that the developers made it in a diamond design. But if you are not interested in specific archetypes, then most likely this card will not be necessary for you. The rest of the few useful rare and common cards could be crafted from dust.
Despite being completely disappointed with the mini-set's impact on the game, I really love the new cards from a design standpoint. We didn't get completely broken mechanics. Most of the new cards are very well balanced and have interesting effects, although they are a bit weak compared to last year's expansions.
Festival of Legends and Audiopocalypse show a significant decline in power creep, compared to other first expansions of previous years, which gives hope for significant positive changes in the future. In any case, I really want a tavern brawl where you can build a deck using only the new expansion cards and mini-set along with the core set. It seems to me that only in this combination the new cards are able to express themselves. I believe it would be very fun.
We can't wait to hear your thoughts.
Do you think the release of the Audiopocalypse mini-set is quite successful?
Have the new cards had enough of an impact on the metagame?
Share your thoughts in the comments and join the polls in the community tab.
Finally, we want to express our boundless gratitude to our sponsors. Dear friends, your support is invaluable. Many thanks to each of you.
We also want to welcome new subscribers to our Mathematician Squad. Unfortunately, for technical reasons, we only see nicknames of public subscribers who did not hide the subscription section on their channel, but we are grateful to everyone for joining.
Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for spending this time with us. We really hope that we will have the opportunity to get in touch in the next video.
Take care of yourself.
And never give up.
Freestyle!
Job's done.